we're going to talk about Rich Cooper, Unplugged Alpha. This is from Rich Cooper clips. All this will be in the descriptions for those watching on Team Replay. Um, Rich is a very wise dude. He knows the game, right? He has a woman in his life. He's doing his thing. He's chilling, but he's on YouTube. He's helping people out as much as he can. For those who do listen, a lot of people call in. They get a lot of advice, not just on dating, but just on how to level up. They get advice on businesses. Like Rich has run businesses and done this kind of thing. Had lots of employees, all like this stuff, right? So it's of knowledge. So he's doing this thing. This woman calls in Sarah, and she's just talking. Initially, she was saying, she had a lot of pushback about his content. It's like, well, you're saying these things, you're saying that, you're saying this, and um, they're about to get into a conversation about. They were talking about hypergamy, and they were talking about mate selecting, and Rich was saying that men need to level up. Men are success items, and women are sex items. So men look at women as sex items, or they're sexy, they want to smash, and women look at men as success. Like, this dude is successful, this dude has bread, this dude has status, this guy is big, he's tough, he's whatever. Right. So they're kind of going back and forth. She's like, no, that's not the case. Again, it's always like, I'm not that kind of woman, and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, really? And then she gives him a story. And then he broke her story down for her, which I thought was hilarious. So let's check this out, bro. Let me pull this up. I gotta share the screen. And it's funny, like, Rich got her real comfortable, got her talking good. And, he's just like, yo, this is how it is, bro. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's so many people who get so upset about these messages, be it RP, like the manosphere or non-manosphere. They get upset. And this is why they call them uncomfortable truths. Like, this is how it is. This is the truth. This is how it works. Right? This is how it works. Don't hate the messenger, man. Like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm just letting you know how it plays out. Don't get mad at me because you fell for the okie doke. You know what I mean? So let's check this out.
I would imagine that you wouldn't want anything to do with a broke dummy, on a long-term basis, right? Like,
can I give a dating story about that?
Okay, let's hear it. Sure.
So I was at a bar, nightclub, restaurant in LA with a friend. This guy at our table next to us, first thing I noticed, he was tall, he was in shape, he was gorgeous, maybe 40 years old, little older than I go for. Super cute. He ordered $10,000 champagne, $1,000 steak, and he invited us over. He had a huge stack of cash, and I was like, what are you guys doing after this? He said, we're going to a strip club. And I was like, oh, is this something you do a lot? And he goes, yeah. Got my number, texted me the next day, because that's disgusting to me.
But you gave him your phone number.
I did, yeah.
Why did you give him your phone number if that's disgusting then?
I thought he was cute. He was really good looking. He had like a really cute face.
Right.
And he was tall and he was in shape. Yeah.
Y'all hearing that, right? He was tall. He was a little older than I normally went for. He was in shape, had tattoos, ordering $1,000 steak, $10,000 bottle of champagne, stacks of money laying around, probably with his crew. Right? Probably had on the accessories, wearing the jewelry, whatever got on the drip. Right? Talking crazy, probably had women sitting around. It was her, and I guarantee you she wasn't alone. And she gave dude her number. Right? Earlier, if you go back and watch this, like it's linked in the description. She's talking all this game. Nah, you don't have to be that type of guy. Women don't just go after that type of guy. Like, yeah, they do. All day, every day. Yes, they do. She took his number. So Rich, he dug in on. He didn't let this go, man. Y'all, let's keep going. Let's watch this. He didn't let it go.
Yeah, he was my type physically. Yeah.
Okay, so physically, he was your type. You found him attractive.
Yeah.
Because he's a success object, right?
Because he was good looking. Yeah.
Well, you knew the steak was $1,000, right? Like, you knew the bottle of champagne was 10,000, whatever it happened to be. The stacks of cash is odd to me because most guys that I know,
that strip club, yeah, it was weird.
I mean, like most guys that I know, they don't walk around carrying fat stacks of cash, right?
It was super strange. I asked him what he did for work, and they all apparently the whole group worked together, and they were
Mm.
they were, like, covered in tattoos. I was like, "What do you guys do for work?" It was
Mm.
very sketchy. So, I had no idea.
But it wasn't sketch enough for you to give him your personal phone number, right?
Right.
If
I
you
did
didn't like
really
him, you would have given him a fake number, or you would have said, "Hey, follow me on Instagram," or something like that, but you gave him your phone number to your cell phone,
Mhm.
right? So you kind of inadvertently proved my point.
Yeah, but I didn't follow up with him. If
Okay,
I was
that's fine.
into him,
You
I
know,
would've.
but women always reserve the right to change their mind later, right? That's another thing that I tell guys all the time. So even though you get the number, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the date.
Facts. Right? She was like, "Well, I didn't respond to him or whatever." Mind you, he only hit her once. He texted her one time. She didn't hit him back. He was on to the next one. Right? He probably sent that text. He texted a batch of women. She was one of probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 women that he sent a text to that day. And I guarantee you it wasn't the next day. It was a few days later, and he like, "Oh, let me hit a little shorty up." It might have been the next day. I mean, because if you running numbers, right? If you out there running numbers, like let me hit her up because I'm gonna forget. Excuse me. If I don't hit her up now, I'm gonna forget about her. Like again, the game's done changed so much. We tell dudes all the time, it's like, bro, back in the day, you used to be like, "Oh, wait 3 days before you reach out to her." Now, man, I'm texting her, bro. I'm texting her on my way home. Hey, it was good. It was good meeting you. Blah blah blah. Say something personal about her so she know I remember who she is. Like talk about her clothes, what she was wearing, or her necklace, or the conversation we had. Yo, it was good. Good meeting you. Boom. I'm doing that on the way home. She might hit me back, and this happened. She'll hit you back like, "What are you doing?" Like, it's 2:30 in the morning. What are you doing? Hey, what's up? Where you at? That happens right then. If you wait 3 days, right? That what are you doing? Text is going to the other guy. Right. So that again, that's part of the game. He had his whole crew with him. They got money. They doing whatever they doing. They running numbers. They talking to every woman they see. They running numbers. So dude does not care. Right. He's coming at it from an abundance standpoint.